Great question. How to use Fibonacci retracements? We're going to cover this tonight for you finally. And what's the easiest way to chart support and resistance? Everyone put this in chat. You need one method to be able to chart support and resistance. The biggest issue that I see is that everyone is looking at too short of a time frame. That's the last time I'm gonna say it. All of your support and resistance marks should be marked off on the monthly time frame. Because if you go mark off where support and resistance actually is on a monthly, you won't have to worry about it bleeding through your levels on a day chart or a 1 hour chart. Because most of you are plotting out support and resistance on a 15-minute and getting destroyed. But if you looked at the higher time frame, you would see where the real support levels and the real buy areas are. How do you read the candle on fluctuations? The best piece of advice I can give to you, if the candle is green, you want to look to go up. Now, if you have a bunch of indecision, so let's say if you're using, and this usually happens when you're using a lower time frame. So I'm saying that you need to use, ideally, if you're intraday trading, a 1 hour chart. But if your candle is going green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red in the first 10, 15 minutes of the market open, it's too choppy. You want a consistent moving candle. So even if you miss your first entry, you'll be able to catch your secondary entry. So anytime that you have a bunch of fluctuation, it's usually because people are battling the market in the market at the moment, or there's a whole bunch of indecision. You want to stay away from indecisive days or weeks and wait for a clear candle that resonates. Do I think Bitcoin hits 100,000 this year? No. Do I think Bitcoin will hit 100,000? Yes. Homework assignment. Please go look at the correlations between the gain of crypto versus economic crisis that happens in the United States and in the UK. There's a correlation there that will tell you when we could potentially hit that mark. Worst case scenario, I think it should take until 2027 to hit the 100K mark, and I think that's when we will have our next recession. I'm an adult orphan. I have no generational heirs. Long-term strategy is of little consequence. What advice do you have? I still think that you need to find a person or an entity to give your money to after you pass. But if you have a personal goal just to make a lot of money, it's the advice that I give to everybody in Red Panda. Take 300 practice trades, and I would be a little bit more aggressive in my long-term investing. I would do 60% of your money into the market long-term, and then if you're going to trade, take 24 trades max and go a little bit heavy with size once you know what your risk to reward ratio is and how much you're going to make per trade. How do you prepare for corrections in the market? So whenever the market is moving towards highs, I begin to look, if the market cuts in half, where will I buy? So I immediately take the high, all-time high of that stock or asset, and I divide it in half. That's my first marker. Second marker, it's a custom price level that Dream Team would kill me if I gave, but it's like a rock bottom price. So it's a super support level. So if it gets there, no matter what, I'm going to buy at that price, and I'll show you guys how to do that a little bit on Fibs tonight. But immediately write this down. Whenever the market is at an all-time high, I immediately divide it in half to know if everything falls apart, this is where I am going to buy. What's your morning routine when you sit down and analyze the futures market? What questions do you ask yourself? Great. What's the direction of the 5-year? Month. What's the question? What's the direction of the week? What's the direction of the daily? All of those need to match and go in the same direction. So the month should be up, the week should be up, the day should be up. When I then go to my day trading time frame, like the 1 hour, I have to wait for it then to break up in order to invest. So when I'm looking at fractals or the game inside of the game in terms of price movement, they all have to match. If they all four don't match, I don't do anything. I'll wait. And then the final question I ask myself, do I want to be right or do I want to be rich? I want to be rich, so I'm going to wait. I'm fine at this point at just taking 2 or 3 trades a week and being dominant in those 2 or 3 trades and winning, opposed to taking 15, 16 trades and being okay. So does the 5-year, month, does the week, the daily, and an hour match? If so, I fire. If they don't, I don't do anything. That's the secret. What are your thoughts on this hex chart? A great question I got sent on Twitter. My only question is, why the hell didn't you send it to me before it took off like this? I don't know how many percentage points this is up. 17,000, no, 170,000%. Why didn't you send it to me in January? So I could have told us where to get in. Damn. Most things that go up like this usually have a hard crash. It will come. I haven't had FOMO in a while, but when I got this chart, I have to admit, I was like, damn, no one told me about this until it was too late. So no thoughts on it. I don't know the underlying asset. Would have been a hell of a trade, but it is a good reminder that you should take maybe 1% of your trades in another account that is not your primary retirement or primary trading account, to trade something volatile like this once you have your risk reward strategy mapped out. Aaron Wade says, I think people should take a lot less active time and position with the portfolio and learn to concentrate their investments. Behavioral finance is key. I agree 1,000%. And the tough part is, once you only focus on 4 to 6, you realize there isn't anything to do but to add to them, to put more money into them and get more shares. The real secret is the people that are able to do less, that are able to master 4 to 5 assets, 6 maximum in the portfolio. They're going to do the best if they keep pouring money into them. 2 tech, 2 index is my master investor formula. And then the top gaming stocks, you can write these down: ATVI, Take-Two Interactive, EA, NTDOY is a Nintendo, and Zynga. But I want to show you this really cool heat map hack that I found on wallmine.com, which I told you guys about last. So you come to wallmine.com. Great. Then let's click here on portfolio. Excuse me, heat map. Sorry about that. Click on heat map. And then it shows you a heat map, what is normally up and down. Instead of performance today, I want you to come down and I want you to look at the performance of the last 5 years, then hit draw. This will then pull up all the companies that have performed best over the last 5 years. And then you see Microsoft, Google, Nvidia's up 1,400%, Apple's up 400%, Amazon's up 380%. Great. And then each of these green boxes that you see, all of them that are up more than 250%, I will put into a watch list. You can see PayPal is up 682%. Let's see if there's any sleepers in here. Intuitive Surgical, this was in Elite last year, is up 315%. Eli Lilly is up 206%. So this is a quick way to screen and know which companies are doing well. If you look at Wells Fargo, they're negative over the last 5 years. HSBC Holdings, negative 8.29%. Great. Well, not great. Anheuser-Busch, down. If we look at Keurig Dr. Pepper, they are down. So if you want to see what a quality company looks like over a 5-year horizon, this heat map will allow you to do so. And then also in this box right here, if you want to look at a company, let's say AMD, you can find it here. And AMD is up 1,400% over the last 5 years. The companies that have typically been up 300 to 500% are going to continuously go in that area and continue to go up. Let's go look at Tesla. Tesla up 6,970%. So when I was recommending it 3 years ago, as another one where you kind of just have to put the money in it at great prices on deep dips. If it dips 50 to 58% and look to hold for the long term, and in a year or two, you'll be elated that you waited for that move.